Hello, my name is Dr. Ben Pettigrove. I'm from Tulsa, Oklahoma. I've been in practice here since 1984 and I'm a comprehensive ophthalmologist. I'm going to be going over a containment, some aerosol containment equipment that I've designed, hopefully that will help people and keep the viral load down in the operating room or anywhere where there's intubation or extubation being done. First I'm going to show you the retaining rings and go over exactly how to put them in. It's quite easy. I've designed this so anyone could have this probably put together within a week. It's very inexpensive to operate. It's got two-sided bags that are quite strong that will keep the aerosol inside the chamber. And we're going to flip the camera around here. I'm here at night alone doing this, so it may be rough, but we'll get through it. So there's our bags and our retaining rings. The retaining rings are actually made of polycarbonate. The rest of the stuff is acrylic. So this is a 1/2-inch retaining ring. And the bag is placed inside of it and then slipped into the front groove. This has been routed out. We'll probably make these with the machine shop, this part, because it's important that they fit well. And important that you can flip it around or put it any angle you want. That when I got this from the machine or from the plastic fabrication shop, it has to go in a certain way to fit, and I want them so we can put them in either way and they'll fit. But you see how easy it slides into the bag. And so you just take it over here to the chamber, and they could bring these preloaded, all the bags already in place. So there's a mitered, a router opening right here, and this is going to fit in there. So you put it to the end of it, line it up, and you just place it in the chamber. Now I like this membrane tight before I pull the pins down. I like to do this one up and this one down, and that gives this as tight as you can get it. Now really what makes it tight is when you place it, you got to push that in so it's flush. What really makes it tight is when you place it underneath the edge and use the weight of the containment chamber to hold it. So again, place it flush. And just rotate the rings there. And that's all there is to installing it. And again, if you pick it up and place it where there's pressure on it from the containment chamber, that'll help keep it tight. And you can place the whole thing in there if you want, the bag. I usually do place it under the patient's head, and that helps keep the bedding clean also. Now, but this is airtight. Now the first thing we'll do is, if you can see, let me make sure you can see where we're going. And you can see the whole thing. We'll place the vacuum in, and you'd like to cut this as short as you can, cut the end up, make it kind of short, sharp like a trocar. Has 2 O-rings on it, and we've used this over and over, but it's quite easy to do. You need to make a penetration wherever you want your ports and where you want anything you want to go in there. You need to make a circular opening, and probably an 8.5 corneal tree fine would be the best for your hand or fingers. I don't have one of those handy, and believe it or not, they couldn't find me one, even though we do corneals and desects here. At night, people don't know where things are. So we're going to use something else. Any sharp instrument, you literally use your pen to make one, but you want it smaller than what you're putting through there so it seals. So we're going to make a penetration. You can start right above this. There's a ring going around here, but anywhere you want to go, you can go. And you just push it straight through and make an opening. I don't know if you can see that, but that's in there. And you want those holes to line up. You want to go through both holes at the same time. So you can pull this out and you gently place this in here and make sure you get it, and that's all there is to it. And you slide it in, it's already sealed But you want to push this right up and push this O-ring clear through so it goes through both sides. Once it's through both sides, and I don't know if you can see that, I'm going to turn the bed. There it is. You pull it back till you feel it. Then you roll this one up, and you can actually see you can get the inner bag to come out. You just roll this up real quickly, and you've got a seal. And that's a good seal. That's not coming off of there. I don't know if you can see that, but it'll move and it's strong. And usually you can roll it actually out over the bag, part of the inner bag, but that's not going anywhere. Then some of the complaints about the Taiwanese box is it has fixed I believe they're 4-inch ports, and they're fixed in a certain position. I believe they're about 10 inches off the bed. This one, you can put your ports wherever you want. So if you like to high or low, but you can't go over about 10, this is about 10 inches from here to here. And you need to put your arms clear in. You need to make sure that you tape around your wrist when your gloves or your gown, because this will be so tight it will literally take your gloves off, or it'll roll your gown up when you go in. So again, look where you want your penetrations to be. You put a hole straight through. Again, it would be better if this was a little bigger, but you can do it with any size hole. You can make it a little bit bigger just by doing that, but you want a round circular hole. And again, an 8 or 8.5 tree fine would work great. Probably a biopsy punch, something bigger, this would be better. But you can pull this out and put your finger right through that hole, and you can see it in there. I don't know if you can see it there, but you put your hand together and you literally just wiggle it in there. So I got a finger in there now. Now you put your whole hand together and work your whole hand through there. And you won't tear this out. They're amazingly strong. So you go in, work your way in, got your hand in, you want to go all the way up to your elbow. That's critical that you're up to your elbow, because you've got great motility. You can move around, you can do anything you want in here. I hope you can still see. Again, make another opening wherever you'd like it. Just punch it clear through. I'm going to turn the bed a little bit. So that's punched clear through both sides. And again, let's see if we can get it where you can see my hand coming through there. I'm doing this by myself again, so it's not as easy if you had an assistant. But you can pull this out, and you're already under negative vacuum with this on. And you find it with your finger, start going through, and you just wiggle in there. And you don't have to worry about it tearing. You got 2 membranes on you. You go all the way up to your elbow. And again, you can see you could operate in here. We think we're going to be able to do tonsils and things in here. We've got a 45-degree angle on this. Your assistant, well, I forgot to put the bag on the other side. I'll show you that in a minute. But anyway, those are going to come in the OR with that bag on the back and this one on the front, more than likely. And these will probably even be punched for each anesthesiologist. But you can bag in here. You can have your assistant reach through the bottom of that and bag. You can easily get great visualization. You don't have to have a video scope. When you come out, and you can put the circulate, you can put the unit through here too, wherever you want, and it will seal. So to come out, we just got simple funnels. You can buy these for, gosh, 50 cents a piece. You can buy a whole set of them for under $2 at one of the tool shops here in town. These have been melted. These be little handles. When you come out, you literally just pull them out like that, and they'll seal, and you just tape around them. And you can even take the tape off and go back in if you wanted to do something. But they'll seal very nicely with tape. And we're working on a disc, a magnetic disc that we just pull up and it'll be flat and put it on the other side, and then you can take them off much quicker. And again, if you ever have a difficult intubation, you can't do it, you just lift the chamber off and do it. But I think we're going to be able to do most people with this. I had a technician in here that had never seen anatomy, never used a scope. She did it the first time. You got great visualization. I was actually able to video through the screen and see. What else to tell you? That's about it. You want all your equipment. You want your ambu bag, you want your scope, you want your mask, you want everything inside of there before you start. And of course you want the back on it. The other box, the has an open bag. And I like a complete closed system so there's no viral load going in the room. This has kind of been a family affair. I've got a anesthesiologist son-in-law in Alaska who's a critical care doctor. He's working at 2 ICUs in Anchorage, and he's also working on the Air Force Base there, and he's intubating a lot of these folks, and so I wanted him to have something safe. And my daughter that lives with the guy, she tells me that he hates the old box. It's very hard to work in, and I've heard that from a lot of people, and it's still a great box. It works, it helps people, but we wanted to design something that could be made very inexpensive. You can get these bags for, I've seen them as cheap as $200 for $20. All this is a 13-gallon kitchen bag, and it works beautifully. The back bag that we use is a bag that they use here at the hospital to dispose of everything after a case. And so that ring is bigger, and it has to be open at the bottom because it lets the patient go through it. So the bag's around them like this, if you can see. So this is very easy to insert. This bag has been used 1,000,000 times. But to place it, you just place it right in the middle. We're trying to save supplies here, so we're using everything over and over to demonstrate this. And this is punched holes in the bottom, but you'd use this single use on, of course, on a patient. But that's just placed in the middle, and again, it's placed through into the ring just like the other one was. So we'll show you that real quick. And again, this will be on here before it's placed over the patient. So that ring just drops in right in that mitered groove, if I can see it. Just like that. And those tabs are closed, just like on the other side, if I can get it in there. It drops right in when it's off the patient and having been used 100 times. But that's all you do to load that one. So again, you want it flush. You want the ring flush in there. Push it in and just put your tab down. Now this bag is huge and it'll work on anybody. You can have anatomy that's quite large and this will work. And this bag will seal. You can use it as a child and just close it. You can throw a blanket over it. Your assistant can actually reach in through the bottom and help you. They can help get you better visualization. They can use the ambu bag, depending on which side, and they can see what they're doing. And again, these would be taped in or sealed. You can literally use duct tape if you had to and just slap it on the back, and with the negative pressure it'll hold it. But we felt like this gave us a quick, easy way. You just tape it and you're done. We've got 2 designs. This one's a little more sophisticated to manufacture because it's routed out and the size has to be pretty good, pretty perfect. And this is only the second box actually this is the first acrylic box. I built this one at home and could get no plastic in Tulsa. It's all being used to protect people at the cash registers. So the only piece of plastic I could get in 1/4 inch was that one. So I just bought some fiberboard and built the rest of it. But it's got a simpler design for the rails. It works, but you have to put the box up. We've done aerosol tests with it, with fluorescein, with a live patient being myself. We put 1 cc of fluorescein, or I put 1 cc of fluorescein in my mouth, swished it around and coughed like crazy. Then we took a black light, we went all the way around. There was not a single drop of fluorescein on the floor, anywhere outside the containment chamber. Then we did it again. We rolled the bed all the way to the end of the room. We covered up all the machinery here, so we didn't spray their machines. I don't think they'd have been real happy. And we did another test, and it was quite interesting. 1 cc of fluorescein with a good cough. It spread fluorescein from the approximately 9 feet from the head of the bed, or about 9.5 actually, towards the machine, 2 feet behind the bed, and we'll get you that we'll have those videos to show you, or we'll splice it into this video to show what it looked like. But it's quite impressive how much aerosol is delivered that way. In the recent New England Journal has a video, and they used 10 cc's of fluorescein, which is quite a lot of fluorescein. They put it in a balloon and put it down the mannequin's throat and then blew it up with oxygen until it exploded. I did this test by myself. There was nobody in the room, and I wanted to see what real aerosol looked like with just 1 cc of fluorescein, and it was quite impressive. Quite impressive. Can't think of anything else. Again, if you have trouble and you have a difficult intubation and you can't do it, you just lift the box off and you do it the normal way. But most intubations, I think, can be done in this. And again, we've had novice people intubate people in this box without any trouble, and the visualization is good, and visualization is everything. Again, we're going to share these plans with everyone probably next week. And so you're welcome to build these, you're welcome to modify them. I will talk to my legal staff at the hospital, see what informed consent documents you need to have for the patient. You're just trying to protect your staff. This is not an FDA approved device, but it is a PPE. I mean, it's a protective device for our staff and our doctors. I've got a daughter that works for a robotic company. She's been called from physicians at Stanford saying how badly they needed one, and they wanted her company to develop one. I wanted to get something that could be built anywhere in the U.S. with cheap acrylic material, and actually I was able to build that one if I had the acrylic material. I've never built anything like this. I have done a lot of underwater housings, but I've never done something like that. I had to have 2 anesthesiologists. I'd like to thank them that helped cut this for me. I drew the patterns, they cut it, and I put it together. And this system is simpler to manufacture, or especially if you're making it yourself. A plastic shop can do this. This one I used 2 half-inch rail systems. Quite simple. You just slide it in, put your bag on, the big bag, slide it back in, and it will seal. And then the top one is again just like that other one. You can see where this has been made, handmade. And again, put it in, slide it in, and you're ready to go. And again, you use the weight of the box to keep the bag taut. And again, those bags are just 0.9 mil tall kitchen bags. You can get them at any hardware store, any grocery store. You can order them on the internet. They're quite cheap. Again, $200 for $20 I've seen on Amazon. I hope this helps make us safer. Thank you. The dimensions on this containment, aerosol containment equipment, this is approximately 23 inches wide. Your bed will have to be 23 inches or a little over because you want this to seal all the way around. Some of our OR beds are much narrower than this, and you just remove the cushion, the top cushion, have a plate or a board made, whatever you need. To get 23 or 4 inches, I'd say at least 24 inches, and you can use it on any bed if you do that. So again, we've got 23, it's about 10 inches high to there. Our viewing board is about 20 inches, and our depth is about 20 inches. Now this box is higher in the back to accommodate larger folks, or people are a little bit higher here, and you can adjust that bag. It's so big, you can put the inner one and stretch it and put it down on their chest or neck or belly, wherever you need to put it. And then the back one, backside you can pull out and lay a blanket on it or a pillow, and it'll totally seal. So the back should be 24 inches, and it is. The top is around 6 inches. And you can even place a mini iPad up here, and people can watch something if they were in the chamber for a length of time. Again, you're under negative pressure. These will be sealed off. And again, you could use anything. We used funnels that were inexpensive. Pull them through, take them off, and you got it. But again, we're working on some magnetic discs that'll be flat, won't take up space. You pull them up and clamp it on like that, and you would be able to pull it off and actually re-enter the chamber if you needed to adjust things. The funnels you can tape off, and you can untape them again if you use a half or 1 inch paper tape. They come off quite easily, but they do seal well. Again, when you use a chamber, you want everything in it before you start. And again, an assistant can reach in through the bottom and assist. But we wanted a totally closed system instead of having an opening in the back or ports that are solid that are open, to try to keep the viral load in the room as low as possible.